Hey everyone, welcome to this month's subscription box. We've got a cool one planned out for you. I've got my lathe ready to go, my face mask as well as face shield, of course the subscription box itself, and then all of my Astrotech supplies ready to go. All right, so first up, I've got my Inlay Materials. I've chosen sapphire to go with apatite. Those will go really nicely together. First thing I need to do is crush up the apatite pieces to make them a little bit more easy to work with. It also gives us a nice variety of small pieces as well as larger pieces. Then the sapphire, I've only got small pieces because the larger the pieces are, the harder it is to sand through, especially for sapphire. Now I'll go ahead and start inlaying them. I'm going to use my thick CA adhesive. That'll really help hold the pieces in place exactly where I want them to be. My strategy when I'm inlaying is just to try to give the ring a really nice natural look to it. So I'm being careful not to space things out too evenly or anything like that. I want to make it look like this is a real piece of stone that I just carved and put into the inlay of this ring. And then you'll see I sprinkle on some glow powder. That'll lock the pieces in place and make sure they can't shift around. Now I'm almost done here. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle in just some of the smallest pieces of apatite and sapphire. That'll just give it a really nice just variance to the overall look of the ring. Now I used accelerator to harden everything. I give it about 10 minutes to fully cure. It's time to go ahead and start the long and kind of boring process of sanding this down, especially when you're working with sapphire. It does take quite a while to sand through everything. Now at this point you'll notice I'm grinding away at the ring fairly hard, and if you're anything like me, you'd be worried that I might ruin that hammered look that the tungsten has on it. And I can assure you, after plenty of grinding and sanding, I wasn't even able to harm that in any sort of way. Tungsten is just so hard that you can't really do anything, at least without using diamond grinding materials. All right, now we're ready to begin the sanding process. I like to use a bunch of different grits and I just go through. And one thing to note is I really like to keep things clean while I'm sanding. I don't want any gunk to get caught into any of the cracks or grooves in the ring. So I'm going to make sure to use water and spray it on the ring as I'm going. Just make sure to keep any grime at bay. And then finally, I'll use all 3 steps of my Astrotech polish to give this its final shine. All right, guys, here it is finished. I love that hammered finish on the tungsten. Look how it just grabs the light and reflects it. Love it. And you'll notice as you're making your ring, there's not a lot you can do to affect the tungsten. You saw how hard I went with it on the Dremel. Of course, I was a bit delicate, like it's better to be safe than sorry. But there's no rounding over on the edges of the tungsten there. Pretty amazing. As far as the inlay goes, I was a little bit underwhelmed, I'd say, by the way it turned out. I think it just needs a little more pop, a little more color. Honestly, if I could go back, I think I would at the very least put just a few little shakes of the neon blue glow powder in there, and I think that would have been beneficial to the overall look of it. But in the nighttime, this will glow really bright because we use the uncolored blue. So, you know, you have your trade-offs. Anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. This month was a lot of fun. I always love working with new stuff, and this tungsten blank just really kind of excites me. Anyways, if you haven't joined our Facebook group, I know most of you have, so sorry to keep bothering you about this every month. But if you haven't, you really, really should join the group. It's a really great page. We've got links to everything, including that in the description. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you next month. See ya.